So this, you see, is a matter of the heart. A tale of highs and lows, so let me begin from the start. As a wee lad of 8, I was encouraged to reach for a star. But as I sat there watching TV with my dad, he turned to me and said, "Son, this is a step too far." For we were watching, amazed and amused, at a triathlon called Ironman. And as I was sitting there, something just clicked in me to do it. And I started hatching a plan. But just as Tinman started losing his heart and was constantly crippled by fear, the older I became, the more apprehensive I became, and I started losing hope to do it year by year. But dreams never falter, and I decided 4 years back to give this Ironman thing a go. A marathon I decided upon, be it fast or be it slow. I trained real hard, and back in South Africa my father was filled with glee, so much so that he packed up his things and came out to try and support me. The marathon was the hardest physical thing I've ever done. It was exhilarating, painful, and if I'm really honest, not all that much fun. But I did it with the support of my wife and a very proud pops. We then celebrated my birthday as a family, but unfortunately, that's where the glee stops. My dad went to France to fulfill a lifelong dream, but unfortunately, outside of a church, that's where he died. It was his heart, you see. It stopped beating, and with it, my dreams began to subside. Parentless and alone, my heart, it too was broken. I felt bereft as no consoling or comforting word could be spoken. And longing, I turned everywhere to try and get my heart to try and mend. Liquor, food and money, but they only drove me further round the bend. In completely revolting against myself, not a day did I think to exercise. It's like I needed to get rid of something, some demon I needed to exercise. But then gently and lovingly came the still, small voice of calm, the Father and the Son calling me back and protecting me from all types of harm. Through church and friends, I started to regain the purpose of it all. Via the restoration of the Spirit, I started to heed and recognize my call. To serve God and His church from the very powerful to the very least, I saw my life taking shape as a Church of England priest. No more was my heart broken, as I had been restored and been renewed, welcomed by the greatest love of all, who gave His life so that I could be pursued. So off to St. Mellitus to seek Christ, theology and ordination, to work in the mission of the local church to bring Jesus to the nation. With ever developing calling, God reminds me of a day that when I was 8, reminds me of a dream that I had lost, that with His help and my wives could redefine my fate. For a new heartbeat in the miracle of what is the body of my wife, an unborn baby, the purest wonder from God begins to envelop my life. So no more a fearful, heartless entity represented as an apprehensive Tinman, but now a heart so full of grace, love and the Spirit, inspiring me to be an Ironman. Of course it's hard work, and ultimately it just seems too tough. But my fear now is in the Lord, who calms the waves when they are rough. With Christ in me, the hope of glory, I know that I can never be apart. From the love of my dad and my Father above, I live with the greatest of heart.